Demetri, last weekend, not the result we wanted as a side, but for you, on a personal note, you must be really pleased to get off the mark in your first home appearance with a goal and sort of your personal performance, and then you got man of the match as well.
Yeah, like you said, the result wasn't the greatest, but you know, for any player making a debut, it's a good feeling to score at home, playing 70 minutes, making my home debut. So it was bittersweet for me, but yeah, hopefully we can get a result this weekend.
And I don't think it was even 5 minutes after coming off the bench either, so it's pretty much an instant impact at the time.
Yeah, you know, that's what the manager told me to do, get forward as much as possible, try and go on and make an impact, and you know, to do that so soon kind of settled me into the game.
And you obviously got to play at St James Park for the first time in front of the home crowd, and it was probably a bit of a weird atmosphere being 2-0 down when you came on, but yeah. The goal and onwards after that, when it felt like we were improving.
Yeah, I thought after the goal, I think you know, we had a few chances and I felt like we was getting back into the game. You know, half time came at a funny time for us, to be honest. Second half came and you know, we couldn't quite get into the swing of things until probably the latter stages of the game. But I felt like if the first half carried on and we had a bit longer, we could have got that second.
And of course, you got to hear the crowd noise for the first time, and I'm sure when we're 1-0 up and we're winning, you'll hear it full noise. You know,
yeah, well, it was a sellout, and yeah, I didn't realise that, to be honest, that the fans were so good here. You know, being 2-0 down, it's easy for anybody to, you know, get on the back of the players and stuff, especially at home. But you know, they were right behind us until the final whistle.
In terms of off the pitch, have you been settling in around the training ground and getting to know the city itself? How have you been finding it?
Yeah, knowing the manager already helped coming here, obviously, but going into the dressing room with the lads, they've kind of made it a seamless transition for me coming in. It feels like I've been here almost a few months, not just a few weeks.
You must be pretty pleased to. You've come in and sort of that wing back position is such a strong position here. You've got obviously Jack Sparks, Jake Caprice, Josh Key. It must be really exciting to come into a side and have 3 excellent players in similar positions that you'll be battling for place in the starting lineup.
Competition for places is vital for any team. You know, if you don't have that, you can get a bit of complacency, even if that's just subconsciously. It can creep in. So having competition for places for myself as well. I came on in MK game in the left hand position. I can play higher up, so that's a benefit as well.
And I imagine that the style of play that we've got here is something that really suits you. And was that something that attracted you when you first signed for the club?
Yeah, definitely. You know, being on the front foot, attacking, getting high and wide as a wing back. I'm sort of an attacking fullback, so the wing back role, used to being a winger, transitioning to a fullback, the wing back role suits me perfectly. So getting up and down, the more games I play, the fitter I get, the better the performances should be.
And we head to Burton this weekend, who sit 1 place and 1 point above the relegation zone, but they've won their last 2. Our away form, we've won 3 of our last 4. I mean, the stats would suggest that it's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, definitely, it should be an exciting game. You know, like you just said, going away from home, we've done well. They picked up some form, so you know, any team that's picked up form, doesn't matter where they are in the league, it's always a tough place to go. But we're positive, we know what they bring to the table, and we know how to deal with it.
I think you look at Burton as a club, they spent many years in non-league, came up from League 2 up to League 1, and they've sort of managed to be pretty consistent and you know, complacent in League 1. It's sort of a marker of, as a club, particularly our first season in this league, where we perhaps want to be. Yeah,
I played against them a few years ago, and you know, they bring the same things to the party: direct, aggressive, on the front foot, and we have to match them physically first and foremost. And I think if we do that, we can come out of there with a good result.
And I think going into, it's a 3-game week, which I know as a player, I'm always told that players absolutely love a 3-game week, and it's one of those where if you win, it's momentum will take you into that game on Tuesday, but if you lose, actually the opportunity to put it right is just around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. 3-game week, you know, forever fit, playing on a Saturday and then a Tuesday and a Saturday again. It gives you the time to rack up points, really. You know, you can go from being 1 position in the table and next minute you're 5 places above, and that's the opportunity it gives you when you've got 3 games so close together.